Okay.
Yeah. So the coronavirus stuff is something that all of us are aware of. There is nothing new about coronavirus, and we know the pandemic is something that has actually eaten into our daily lives, into our jobs, into our businesses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think we all be aware about the number of coronavirus, about 111 million plus cases at this moment, active cases at this moment, with America, India, and Brazil topping the chart for those countries with a lot, and Africa is still at 3.8 million cases. Um, it is something that all of us need to be aware of because I still find a lot of people saying that there is no coronavirus. And I still find a lot of people saying that all these things of wearing masks is not important. I think I can speak from the point of uh, having been a witness to coronavirus because it all happened in my city here when I was in Wuhan. I was locked up, quarantined for 68 days in Wuhan. 68 days, we couldn't have any access to whatever outside of our homes. We barely survived because of the grace of God. And while Wuhan and China were struggling to contain coronavirus, some other people in the world were busy mocking at China. It is very terrible and pardonable because they were not aware of the dangers of COVID-19. All the names, all the accusations were not necessary. And today we've all realized that the US is nearing about 500 cases, 500,000 cases of people who have died of coronavirus is all because of carelessness and just because a lot of people do not actually see the need to respect the rules that the Chinese people actually put out, being the first victims. China today is actually the most safest of all because we don't need to wear masks every day except we're entering public places. But on the streets of China, we are free. We move freely around. We can do our businesses within China because at least they don't have this human rights thing. They have this. They are autocratic. They are not democratic like people will say. No, I will not do this if you don't want me to do it. But I would like us to look at the cases back in Africa because in America, in Canada, in all other parts of the world, people are actually being going into to receive the vaccines. They are actually respecting a lot of rules. But with us in Africa and especially in Cameroon, I find people mocking the existence of coronavirus, calling it the white man thing. It's not for Africa. And people are dying every day. Africans have died in Africa with, I think, about 100,000 people have died out of 3.8 million cases. This is not because the virus is spreading fast in Africa. No, I think it is principally because African nations, they are not yet taking the virus serious. And it's not something that you can actually say, no, it is coming tomorrow or it's coming now. It is something that doesn't ring a bell before it happens. And our governments and our people, especially those of our parents and brothers and sisters who are back in our homes, social distancing is something they don't even think about. Like they say, wear a mask. I find a lot of friends, especially in Bamenda, I did a lot of businesses with coronavirus, knowing the importance of putting on a mask in public and wherever you are. I find us in Cameroon, especially, sewing some kind of things from the tailors. It has now become a way of dressing. Doesn't mean we go and sew a kaba, then sew a mask as part of the dressing and put on. Putting on that mask sewn by a local tailor does not meet with the requirements, the medical requirements that you have to wear something from a ICU mask, a three-ply mask. That three-ply is not just a word. It is actually medicated and it can actually stop the dust particles penetrating into you. But when you wear that thing, they sew in Cameroon, buying it for 300 or 400, and because it's beautiful, and putting it on. And the government is encouraging local masks. I think it's a very big failure, and that is what will help the spread of coronavirus. Instead of them wearing the medicated mask, which people sell at 200, they'll say, no, that thing we wear on one time, Trump, so who do waste 200? I better go wear my group, my two market. That is one of the reasons they are not well informed. The education about coronavirus is not well circulated amongst our people back home. I think we have survived coronavirus here in China because of the iron fist rule. I can tell you guys that I am on holidays now. This is 3 weeks on holidays, but I can't leave my city because this is the Chinese New Year, and there's a lot of traveling, mass exodus. People travel a lot this time during the Chinese New Year. But the government has put out a very stringent rule. You cannot leave your province. So I can only go around my province. I cannot even go out because where I am now, I'm supposed to be in Shanghai. But now I am in my wife's city, which is just 3 hours away from Shanghai. And Shanghai is out of the province. I cannot go to Shanghai till they will open back the roads. I will drive my car to Shanghai, not by transport, but I'm still not allowed because they will say that I may carry the virus to Shanghai, even though they know that the virus is not there. They're still being so careful for people not to carry it across the borders of the provinces. Because where we are, we have 0 case. We have 0 case in a city of about 9.8 million people. There's 0 case, but still we are under lockdown. We cannot go to other provinces. And those provinces that have less cases, they cannot still come to our provinces. And it is because they are actually being so careful with the pandemic, because the spread of coronavirus is something that one person can give it to about 20, 50 people at a time, you know. So the most important thing I'm thinking about is that when we talk back to our parents, our brothers and sisters, family members and friends back home, we should really sensitize them to understand that coronavirus is not a joke. Because some people tell me that, no, Jimmy, it is because you guys are in China, you want to make money out of us here, you want to sell products, you want to sell PPEs and stuff, because they don't know. It's just because they don't know the dangers of coronavirus. And I can tell you that the recent news in Bamenda states that the amount of people that are infected in Bamenda at this moment have doubled what was there during the first spread. The second spread in Bamenda now, it's terrible. It's really, really, really dangerous. Because why? People don't care. Nightclubs are booming. Bars are booming. Every place is booming. You will find people anywhere. Die place, marriages, everything is like normal. That's why coronavirus will spread a lot in Africa if we don't take care about this. And again, precautions, very simple ways to protect yourself from COVID-19. If you just respect this word woman, and don't respect man, respect the word woman. W for wearing of masks. Washing of your hands. 2, observing social distancing, at least 1 or 2 meters away from people. I've not said husbands and wives should not cuddle. No, I'm talking about people who are not part of you, who are outsiders away from your house. Observe a little bit of social distancing. Mask wearing is very important. Mask wearing is very, very, very important. Whether somebody says that what? Wear your mask. Wear a mask. Wear a mask so long as you are in a public place. It is very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. I can tell you that. It is very uncomfortable, but it is more preferable to wear that mask and protect yourself from receiving it from somebody. It's very important. Wearing of your mask, again, the acceptance that COVID-19 is existing is important. Because if you don't accept that COVID-19 is existing, you can fall prey. Accept that COVID-19 is real. Accept it. And when you accept it, do what? Go with those of you who drive cars. I know everybody in America, Canada, wherever, Germany, and so on, you have your cars along. For us here in China, if you drive a car, it's actually it is a luxury because many people don't drive cars here like foreigners. So what do? At least keep a hand sanitizer in your car. Sanitize yourself at any one moment. Keep that sanitizer in your car. When you go out of your car, sanitize yourself. Coming back in, sanitize it, and even your steering. Drop it, play your hands on your steering, rub it. Very cross. It's very easy to cross on that. And some people don't even care. Your hands on your nose, every time your hand on your nose, you pinching your nose and trying to wipe your nose. Please, we should avoid it. Katana will kill you. Maybe better drop down than every time playing your nose and doing things up there. Those are channels that COVID-19 can easily penetrate you without knowing. Handshaking, handshaking, we've banned handshaking already. We are Africans, and handshaking is part of us. Better will behave like Akomodiba or Komomoko. We have jujutsu those to grip with the legs. We better grip with the legs or with the arms. Handshaking is also very, 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 very dangerous this time around. No handshaking. You meet your friend after 10 years or not 2 years, not met them. Don't embrace. Better bow like a Japanese. It's better. Or clog your hands like you want to pray, hands together, and you bow to them. It's better. So we need to protect ourselves. We really need to protect ourselves. And as we protect ourselves, we should continue to pray. Prayers are very important. Not the prayers of Johnson Suleiman in Nigeria, where he's boasting of, I did not want coronavirus to finish because he's benefiting from it and buying jets. We should not go to those kind of prayers. We should pray hard that God should help us to actually accept the existence of coronavirus. And we should also pray that nobody should use us as guinea pigs, because many people are saying that the vaccines that they are producing, they are a means to populate Africa and stuff. For me, as an individual, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because here in China, the Chinese have already vaccinated about 30 million Chinese already, and they are presuming that they will have to take three years to finish vaccinating all Chinese. 3 years. So we actually see that COVID-19 is going nowhere. It is going nowhere if we don't fight it as one. It is not a Chinese virus. It will not be an American virus. It will not be an African virus. If we don't fight it as one, all of us will go down for it. Because this virus knows no race. It knows nobody. It knows no rich, no poor. So we just need to keep ourselves very aware about the existence of coronavirus. As I said, I was quarantined in Wuhan city. Just by driving into Wuhan to see somebody at the airport, it took me 68 days to see back my kids and my family. It took me 68 days. 2 hours away from Wuhan, I was locked up in Wuhan because of the virus, locked up in a place where it was not in my home for 68 days. It was not a joke for China to lock down a city of 11 million people. All the strangers, they were there, and they didn't allow them out. And it took us by surprise. And so everybody should try as much as possible to actually support the work being done by the government, being done by the nurses. I really commend those of us who are working in the medical field, because it is a risk. You guys are putting yourselves in that risk because you want to save lives. And we commend you for that. But we should keep in mind that COVID-19 is real. It is going nowhere if we don't fight the battle as a team. And we should pray for Africa, especially because the rate at which we are ignorant about coronavirus in Africa is alarming. I know that most of us would have been traveling for Christmas back home. We are not able to do it because of this issue. So please, I think that is all I can say for now about coronavirus. But if there are any questions about it, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Thank you very much. Very, very educative. I got a few.
Thank you so much, James. Nice
I've got a question.
I got a few questions. After that, Nanji is going to ask, then
yes.
Another person, probably another person going to follow. Okay. In the West, they have now the Pfizer, the Moderna, AstraZeneca. Do you guys have? Are you guys implementing, or are you vaccinating? Are you using the same vaccines, or you have or the Chinese that develop their own type of vaccine?
Yeah, the Chinese, they have their own vaccines. They have 2 vaccines now that are actually being used. There are 2 vaccines that are being used here in China, and they have been approved. They have been approved for emergency use. So they are using their own vaccines now in China. The Pfizer vaccine has been approved only in Hong Kong for now, but not in Chinese mainland. The Chinese have their own vaccines that are using for now. 2 of them have been approved. They're waiting for the 3rd to come out.
Okay, then with the Chinese vaccine, do citizens have to be vaccinated twice, like in the West, or just once?
Yeah, it is twice. When you have the first vaccine, we are expecting to have our own, because we're in the teaching field, we are expecting to have our own very soon. The teachers are going to have their own very soon, and it's supposed to be twice. After 21 days, you have the second vaccination.
Okay. There are there has been some rumors that the Chinese authority they are not coming forth to tell the world how many people have died. I'm talking about the fatality as a result of the COVID-19.
Yes.
Can you give us an estimate how many Chinese people or citizens or whatever that have died in China?
My brother, the truth is that this thing was covered up at the beginning. It was covered up. It was really, really, really covered up. But they realized at the end of the day that there was no need covering up these things. But I will tell you categorically that nobody will ever know the figures. But I know that these people, with the way they behave,
Yeah.
you know, China is developed. China is very developed.
Yeah.
Only on their infrastructure, but mentally, they are not. We do here in China. Chinese, they still have like 50 years to develop mentally, because all these things you find on the street, coughing carelessly. If you hear somebody cough in China on the street, you think like hell is let losing. You know, they don't care. So just that issue of coughing on the street in front of everybody is straight. I'm sorry. That's just what we do every day, you know. And the spitting on the street, is like nobody did that, you know. So I think just in that act alone, thousands of people, millions. I will not tell that 100. I'll say they say 89,000 were affected. I will tell you that at least. I will tell you that.
Okay. Then
yes.
My last question. What impression do the Chinese or the Chinese authority have about the West? They make a mockery that the West could not handle the virus, or they are impressed about their effort?
Yeah, that is something very serious. You know, at this particular moment in China, foreigners are really treated like they are virus carriers. We are treated like virus carriers. They run away from us now, the foreigners, because they say that this virus is imported. So every foreigner is a complete target. We are really sidelined. You go to I don't go by bus. I don't go by train because I drive my car. If you go by bus, those who go by bus, they tell you when they enter the bus, the whole place, they'll give it to them. Every Chinese will run away from them. Going by train, the worst part is entering the train. Foreigners are sidelined, especially Americans. You cannot believe this. I'm working here with Americans who told me they cannot check into a hotel. They went to Shanghai. We booked a hotel in Shanghai for a week. And these Americans were rejected in my presence because they carry an American passport. They were rejected, even though they have not gone out of this country for 3 years. They were rejected in that hotel. They went to 4 hotels, rejected, and they spent the night on the street. But we, who did not come from America, were allowed to the hotel. So the segregation is really, it is real. It is real. Those things that they say that, oh, they're sidelining Americans, we just laugh because what we face here in this country is worse than what they even face there. They run away from us. They run away. Run, not this. I mean, this guy running, not just playing. They run away from us, foreigners here.
Okay, Nanji.
Okay. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Chindokum. I'm sorry, I think
Yes,
I missed
both.
the very first part of your presentation. My name is Henry. I don't think I've met you before, but I think it's a good forum for us to meet today.
Henry Nanji, you've not met me before.
No, we're together.
Henry Nanji, we're together in Form 5, my brother.
But the name,
This is Jimmy.
Chindokum, I don't know, the name seems to have changed.
James, come on.
This is James, sorry.
Look at this guy. No,
The only Campagnang that the mother was coming to school and seeing
The
me.
only Campagnang that existed in the whole of St. Bees, my
The
brother.
only
This is your
Campagnang that
local
the
man.
mother visited
now
him.
I remember. Yes. All right, James.
How
Yes.
can you be saying that you not met him before?
How can you say this?
Sounds so ridiculous.
No.
Well, how can you say
Apologize
this
for
now?
saying that.
Well, apologies, James. The name,
Accepted, so you can go on.
yeah, the name. Right. Okay.
Thank
The reason
you.
I'm asking is, I think I missed the first part of your presentation, but from the way you've spoken, you seem to have come across with a lot of custody in terms of this disease
Pandemic.
and the epidemiology and spread of the disease. So now I just want to make some comments. I hope you can help me around this. It's in terms of public policy and governance and how the UK and the West have reacted towards curbing the spread of this disease. So they have implemented a lot of measures, for example, like anti-lockdown measures, social distancing measures, and that has really worked in reducing the spread of this virus. Now, the flip side of the coin is that when we come to Cameroon, for example, when we haven't got these sort of social distancing measures implemented, and yet the death rate in Africa as a whole, well, my statistics may be wrong, in Cameroon in particular, has not measured up to the death rate in the Europe. So how come we've got this discrepancy where here we've got social distancing measures being implemented, yet lots of people have died, but back in Africa, Cameroon as case study, these measures were not very effective, yet we cannot compare the number of deaths rate in Africa, in Cameroon in particular. So how do we, can you comment on that disparity, please?
Yes. What I would say is that the age group, you know, Africa, the age group in Africa, the young people are more than the old. And if we want to talk about statistics, Africa has just about 3% of old people. And the young people, they are the majority people. And we think like the young people doesn't contract this disease. It's a very big lie. The young people in Africa are more in the line of contracting disease because of this word asymptomatic. They are asymptomatic, which means that they actually carry this virus in them. But the virus is not proving that it is in them, but they can also spread this virus to other people. Social distancing, lockdowns, and so on. It is the most effective ways in which this virus was kept down in this country and is being kept down in America, in Britain and stuff. But the age groups like in Africa, we say that, oh, this virus is not spreading. My brother, this virus is spreading amongst the healthy youths who are asymptomatic, who they carry this virus and they can spread this virus, but you will not identify this virus being spread through these asymptomatic cases. I'm saying that if we don't care, if care is not taken, when this age group will start falling down, we will find a lot of young people dying. And that is why many governments are just being so careless. Oh, our numbers are not high. I heard the CDC, African CDC saying that our numbers are not high. We are not playing. We're not doing this. We are playing. We are playing because more cases in Africa are asymptomatic for now.
Okay, yeah, that sort of makes sense because I think here mostly the elderly are heavily affected compared to the younger ones. So I think your answer is quite sound. Thank you.
It's the same thing here. Same thing here. The old.
Okay. Brother Kalisus maybe has a question.
Good evening, everyone. First of all,
Good evening, Callistus.
I want to thank James for a good presentation and especially emphasizing the point about how our brothers and sisters, especially back in Africa, can deal with this situation. As Henry, I'm just making a comment. I'm not asking a question, sorry. As Henry Riley asked, because the same hypothesis that Henry, or the same question that Henry had in mind is the same thing that I've had. And I've asked this question repeatedly. And I'm still to be convinced on, I know you gave a very good answer in relation to the age discrepancy or the age disparity between people in Europe and in Africa. But I still believe that a virus is transmitted from one person to the other. That means even the percentage, although we got a very low aging population in Africa, there is still that chance of even 3% of, because the virus transmission doesn't differentiate whether you're young or you're old, which now put the question into, if a young man has it, then the old man is going to have it. But I think I'm not entirely sure what's going on, because Henry, who's here, can testify the fact that some of us here in the UK have been at home, working from home for 11 months now. My children haven't been to school for the past almost 3 months now. And I know the impact that is having on my well-being, the well-being of my family, the well-being of everyone here in this country. And I have seen people that are young having this virus. I've seen old people having this virus. And I've seen young people dying in this country having this virus. And I know that the aging population stands a greater risk of dying than the younger population. And I want to appreciate the fact that, James, you made this presentation with more emphasis on our people back home in different parts of the world, especially on the developing countries, to pick those key points that they should know that this thing is not a joke, it's a reality. So, James, once more, thank you for a good presentation.
I've got another question for James.
Yeah, let me say what you just said. Okay. Actually, here in China, we had that thinking that this virus was not for us, the black people. Till now, we know only one black guy who was affected with this virus in Cameroon. But we came to realize that it is true, because we had people from our own cells dying that we knew that. That is what we were confused at the beginning, that maybe this virus is just a joke, it's not for us, the black people. But when we started seeing people dying for sectors and people around us dying from this virus, we just had to wear our thinking caps. So thank you.
All right. James, I've got a question for you.
I'm done.
Yeah, it's more.
Okay,
it's a question, and at the same time, it's kind of a comment in a way. So it's not entirely a question. Now, I know we have a lot of players in the market, like the Moderna, the Pfizer, and we're actually seeing some benefits in terms of the efficacy of these drugs. The reason why I'm saying this is because some Africans, they've actually come up with some other players in the market who've got some other traditional methods which have actually worked, and people have actually said they've felt relief after taking those natural therapies, and it is actually worked, relieving their symptoms. Now, I don't know if it's a very, very fair comment to dismiss the fact that Africans as a whole, we are not heavily affected with this virus compared to those people in the West, because we've taken so many chloroquine in the past. I think an average African, a Cameroonian in particular, most of them they've had malaria in the past. So they've taken some kind of chloroquine, which is kind of over time, they build their immunity, which sort of fights against it. And at the same time, we have natural medicine, natural concoctions, which we cannot deny the fact that it is working. So are we saying that, or is it right to conclude that Africans as a whole are not as susceptible to this attack compared to those some people in the West? Because from where we come from, the nature of our food, kind of therapy we've taken, and particularly malaria and chloroquine, which have been proven to be effective in the treatment of this virus. So what can you say in regard to that?
Yeah, first, as Africans, we really protected from this. We've had exposure with a lot of this chloroquine stuff, our traditional concoctions. For instance, in Cameroon, we have the Samuel stuff, the Bishop Leather stuff in Cameroon, which is proven that it is working. In Africa, we had the Malagasy stuff, which is working, have our plastic and stuff. The only problem, in this is that the West is not accepting our concoction, but no, that is working for us. We can also go ahead to say that we are more protected because we've been exposed to malaria stuff and all these other diseases. Our concoctions, our traditional doctors, they are doing a lot of for us Africans. That's why it is not affecting us that much, like comparing with the West. The WHO, which is it's mafia. I will say it's mafia. When Africa produces their thing, if you look at the HIV vaccine that was produced by this guy, this doctor in Yaoundé there, and the World Organization refused. It's not effective, but actually it was effective because people came out that they had HIV. This doctor, I forgot his name, just out of my head, killed them. In Yaoundé. Who is that?
Victor Anomango.
Anomango, yes.
Yeah.
Victor Anomango, an HIV vaccine, but the World Organization rejected it. We know the reasons. This at the sideline. This is a money-making virus. This is a money-making. When you see the speed at which the COVID-19 vaccine came out, comparing to other diseases been existing for years, diabetes has been here for hundreds of years. This has been there. And no vaccine has come out. The speed at which the COVID-19 vaccine produced has a question mark, a big question. And sometimes people want to even believe that this virus was programmed. It is not from the beast in Wuhan, because even the scientists that came to Wuhan cannot trace the virus to that market. I frequent the market. I in the market like every 2. That's where I used to buy my family. And during the virus, during the crisis, I was 15 away from that virus. People still lived in that market and did not die and did not contract coronavirus. So sometimes even the source virus, we are still in doubt where it started, still in doubt, because if you watch you can be tempted to say that this virus programmed stuff for what? For money making and creation of Africa. That's the intent. But at this moment, it's like failing them, because Africa is not the rate they thought Africans would die. It is not happening. But we just have to do what as a caution. Keep on being careful. Keep on following our traditional concoctions. Even if it's not working, people should be taking it. And the more you take it, the more you are protected. So what you're saying is completely true. And I really defend our African concoctions, because seeing people testify that, yes, I took some drugs and I'm fine of COVID-19. People out to say Malagasy is fine, but the World Organization and the World Power is all about if a medicine is true, it is good. So I just believe what we're doing is good.
Yeah, James, that was a nice one. So I think say that our predisposition as Africans to some of these drugs we've had in the past has actually contributed to the immunity which we have in respect to this virus. I think that one is fact. And at the same time, but you just mentioned something about this drug being developed.
Yes.
I happen to have worked in clinical trials before in drug development, and I give the numbers in the background. I know sometimes drugs do take a long time, particularly vaccines, to be produced.
Yes.
But the way science is evolving these days, things that could be done for 20 years could be taken, we could take maybe just 5 years to do it, because they're trying to reinvent the wheel. And at the same time, the world has been pricked with this virus where the world is actually on its knees. So how do we do things, find ways to do things differently? At the same time, we are saying that vaccine should take maybe X number of years for it to become effective and means sold in the market. At the same time, science is improving And the way things have been done or used to be done in the past is actually changing constantly, which means that we have to address certain principles which were employed in the past and find ways to make things more, well, make things easier. So I'm kind of in a position where I'm not quite sure whether, because vaccines used to take 3-4 years, does it have to take 3-4 years going forward from now with all the science improving? So I'm not sure exactly where I fall in relation to that.
No, it's not supposed to be that way. Fatality rate. This coronavirus has not killed people it has done. It has not killed malaria has done. It has not killed like diabetes has done to people. But still, what is happening? This other vaccine rolled out or covered, but still discover coronavirus is less than a year. But what about the other ones? That's what I'm. The speed which virus this developed. Getting to know that there are deadlier diseases that have been over the years, millions, which until today not have a vaccine. I'm not doubting the efficacy of the vaccine. I'm not doubting the times. I'm not doubting the strength. I'm asking questions. Other vaccines not ruled, even though we know it has done more harm than this coronavirus. You believe with me, most diseases that people die on daily basis is more than coronavirus. You believe that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would argue that.
Mr. Bruce, if we could move quickly,
Yeah.
please, to the next point, please.
Okay. The next point, I don't know whether our sister Claudine is around to talk about attracting other classmates into the forum or ways of supporting each another. Is Claudine there? Because there is a certain number, ITEL S15. I don't know whether it's Claudine's number. There's another number in the United States which I can't identify. I don't know who are they. Okay, then we can talk about it. Has anyone got anything to say about offering support to our classmates, bringing back those who were there before, but because of misunderstandings, they have decided to quit the platform. We all know a number of them, especially those in the US. They left about 2 years ago, but we don't know. So we wanted Claudine to handle this one, but if there's any input from anybody, it is welcome. Modaogi.
I think what I can say in relation to that, I think somebody can. Well, Bruce, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it seems as if someone is struggling to speak.
Okay, let me hold my brakes then.
No, go ahead, Nanji. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Henry. Say what you want to say. Go ahead.
I think I was going to say that maybe we can delegate, if that hasn't been done, delegate somebody to contact these people individually and really try and talk to them and find out what their reasons are. And if there's a forum, if there's a reason for somebody to apologize for having done some wrong, then the person apologizes. If we cannot go down to the roots of the matter, at the end of the day, we enjoy this forum here. Okay, and everybody want everybody to be on board. But if some people think that they cannot be on board, even haven't had a chance to settle whatever happened, then I don't know how else we can encourage them, because it's a platform where we all encourage each other to join and come together, share good time, share good memory, be supportive to each other. But if some people think that, well, they are able to stand on both legs by themselves, then I think we can make an effort to get them back on board. But if we cannot get them back on board, honestly, I don't know what else to do. So I think maybe education, one or two people could be assigned to contact them, those that know the details of the story, and talk to them as best. I think that's my suggestion.
Okay.
Bruce, can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is quite an interesting subject, and it's a subject we can't really shy away from it. Reason being that the first thing I want to first of all say is that this is I can call it a social group. It's a social forum,
Mm-hmm.
and people have got a right to belong and not to belong.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I want to say is, as Bruce Riley remarked, some of our friends and mates, especially those based in the US, gradually took leave of the forum. But not all of them. I can see so many of them are still on there. And there have been people that have been on the forum for 2 years without even saying hello or saying anything. But they are there and they're reading the messages.
Mm-hmm.
It puzzles me, honestly, it puzzles me. When you are in the forum as this and you are there, because I, for example, I will not be in a forum that I will go a month or two without even saying saying a word. But it puzzles me why people should be in a forum. You are not obliged to be there, but you are in the forum for 2 years, 1 year, and you can't even say a word. For those that are actually exited, I can understand that they may have an issue. But for those that are actually in the forum, when you approach them, what are you going to tell them? Are you going to say, well, you are in the forum, but you are not talking? Then they will turn around to you, what do you want me to talk about?
Yeah.
But someone who has actually exited, I think, yeah, we can find out if they had issues before leaving. But it just comes down to the point whereby I've seen people that are on this forum, and we all know how much things that Eukarya takes even to put messages on the forum, even on their own birthdays. And I can see people they write, oh, happy birthday this, happy birthday that here. And these people, they read these messages, they can't even have the decency to come on the forum and say, thank you for wishing me happy birthday. What else do you want from him? What else do you want from her? We will not, to be honest, I'm sorry. I might be too hard on this, but I think those that exited, we can ask them why they exited. But those that are on the forum and they are reading this message, they haven't exited. They are still there. And even on their birthday, they are wishing certain things. They call their name. Sometimes I've seen a few times Oge and other members have come out and actually greet them. And they don't even worry to say something if it's a mate that's ill or something like that, or they haven't bothered. So why should we? They themselves will take their hand to exit. Honestly, they would themselves, they can click the exit button. I'm not encouraging them to do so, but if they want to click the exit button, they are free to do so. But in terms of me saying that we should go around and pampering people by asking them, oh, why did you exit the forum? Because they didn't exit the forum, they are in the forum. And they had the choice whether they have to write something or they don't want to write something. So it's actually a choice. They're entitled to that choice. Let them sit there, read the messages. Those of us that are there and we can write, we'll have the fun. Thank you.
All right. Well noted. Mother Ogi, I hope you have noted everything.
I'm trying my best, Bruce. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a nice one from you, Callistus. Thank you. You've spoken my mind.
Okay. Our brother Emil is still having internet wahala, so we'll keep moving ahead. And if he does succeed, if he doesn't succeed to get him, we can reschedule him in the next Zoom meeting just for questioning, or even for a presentation, depending on the internet availability he has.
Okay.
Bruce,
So
sorry.
while we wait
Bruce,
for okay.
Bruce, while
Yeah.
you digress, before you move on to Emil,
Let's
before we move on to Emil, I think we haven't drawn I was a suggestion that I made. And I think other people hold different opinions and they're quite entitled to their opinion. So
Yeah.
maybe others can actually got a contrary view to me, or they want to agree with me. So let the house discuss this, and we see how best we can get. It's good to get people on board, don't get me wrong, but we can't force people to belong.
Anyway,
So I would have suggested that maybe you allow the floor again for maybe the next 2 or 3 minutes for others to give their own suggestion. Thank you.
all right. I would like to say something about this thing. Actually, I don't follow crowd. I don't follow crowd. I think that if we can have just about even just 20 active members, it is going to be very interesting in that platform. Just 20. We are more than 50 at the moment. If we can just have even 10 to 20, then not even just, I think, because that's why I have been saying that it is good that every after 3 months or 6 months, we should assign others to be the group admins. Let's say 5 people every after 3 months, 5 people take over. I know as a group admin, you are trying to bring order, bring ideas, and through this through this means, it is going to make the platform very interactive too.
Sure. And everyone will be participating.
So that's all I can say about this thing. But but since we are all brothers and sisters, it's good that we find out, as our brother Nigeria said, find out from those who have already left whether they have beef with somebody else. If you have beef with somebody, express yourself. Don't do things don't carry people forever. We all make mistakes. I know I've run into some contentions with other people in that platform, but we still try to communicate in the platform, But I don't like that all these quitting with grievances. It's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. And I don't know what like even this first our last meeting, we schedule people. I don't know whether the mistake was that we did not inform the people before we scheduled them, but we thought, okay, we are all mature. If you see a name in whatever program, you know that you cannot do, you can write that no, you will not be able to do it, it will be acceptable. But I don't know that people wanted us to contact them in private before.
We can't keep doing that. When you contact them, they turn it down.
Anyway,
are you done? I have something to say.
Do you have anything to say?
Yes, I have something to say.
Okay, Modagi.
I wanted to say something.
Okay, let's James speak.
Okay.
James, we are listening.
I want to support. Population is not what makes. If we are made and members, not by the state, it is by God that we are. And if somebody doesn't want where we are, that's the problem. But it will not be a basket. What is the problem? After people like, oh, just come, it is not necessary. So the only group of people are encouraged are those who have actually exited for one reason or the other, because we don't, and it's good to know why they are out of. But those who are in the group are not. It makes no sense. It makes no sense because either deal or not deal. Speaking, we should not run after people because what we can plan as 50 people may not be kind of thing. And when we plan, we will not run after us running because by design, them to be classmates, don't like me. We are condemned to be of one another. So the people. But it is good those who have exited the group to problem. Those who have exited the group better than those who are in the group. We can step to ask them. We should not follow crowd. We should not run along with Bruce in his idea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there Mother?
Okay, yeah, please. Sorry, let me just add. All the speakers, they've actually spoken my mind, but I think if I don't say something on this, I won't be fair to us. I think our interest here should be based on those who exited the group. Maybe we assign 2 or 3 people to find time, talk to them, find out why they exited, talk to them and see probably if they will agree to come back. If there was some sort of misunderstanding, like Henry earlier said, if anybody in both parties need to apologize to the other, that will be fine. For those who have been in this group for donkey years and have decided not to say anything, that's fine. It's their right. Any day they decide to talk, fine. Any day they decide to exit, we will look for them when they have exited, not when they are busy reading and they are not responding. I think almost all the messages I send almost on daily basis, it carries everybody along. I make sure I greet, it carries everybody along. I think courtesy demands that sometimes those prayers, greetings, and messages can touch somebody's mind to now say, oh, hello, good day, house. Don't say something. There was a day I got really frustrated and I wrote and I was responding. I was writing and I was responding. It's not funny. It's not easy. It's not funny at all. You write and write. You even call people's name. You even send people birthday shout out. They won't even, is it that bad? They won't even come to acknowledge their birthday message. So let's forget about people that are in the group that has not exited and decide not to say anything. We can't force them. Like myself, I don't follow crowd. That's why till tomorrow, I still do what God help me. Give me health, give me strength. I'll continue doing what I'm doing. It's passion, it's love. Like today, I wrote something. Don't wait until you have somebody that you want to come and say, no, 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 no. Just wishing somebody a happy birthday is enough. It's not all about running to come and contribute money or running to come and say rest in peace. Life is very simple and life is too short. So let's focus on people that have exited. Let's forget about people that are there and they don't want to say anything. So let's assign probably a male, 2 females. It's an assignment. Probably it's not something that is going to end so soon, but we give it time and hopefully we get them back. That's what I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Modagi. Unfortunately, you have a very good memory of all those names. So just try to see if you can come up with all the members who exited, then we can then
assign people, yes, to talk to them.
Yeah.
Could I suggest something, Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would suggest that since somebody like Claudine Kushu, who brought this topic up, maybe I can suggest that she could be one of those that we assign, please.
Sure, most definitely.
Sure. Definitely. It is just unfortunate that probably because of internet trouble,
we lost her.
So, but either we can give all the names to her to handle alone, or she'll need another one person to assist her.
1 male, 1 female.
Yeah, Bruce, I saw a lot of people try to log in before the meeting. So some people tried, but there's a lot of challenges to log in. So maybe we'll try to regularize that one against next meeting.
Yeah, here back. Hello. Yeah, back home
Yeah,
here, the
Claudine
network is
is
very
fine.
bad.
Claudine is fine. Let's say it now so we'll move on forward. Who is going to be the male? So I will get the names. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. If not,
I think Nota Henry.
I support too.
Nota Henry should join Claudine.
I support.
Yeah,
Deborah,
Bruce. Not that Henry should join. Not
I
that Henry
support
should
too. I
join
support.
Claudine.
I support.
okay, well,
Yeah, yeah, Henry. The issue I will have with Henry is Henry, you have to do it though. You have to do it and you mean it. Please, it's important to us.
yes, I know it's
You
important
put
to us, but
pressure, give us feedback.
yeah, Mother, okay, I don't mind doing it, but the thing is, some of those problems, I don't know the genesis. I don't know if it makes it better for
No,
someone to
we
know the genesis, or
No,
in this
wait,
case,
wait.
no, if they whatever
listen.
could be the issue is not important. You except when you must have contacted the person and probably the person has something to say,
Yeah.
then I think we shouldn't come to the forum to come and settle quarrels or settle issues. If you contact a person and probably a person is saying that it's because of this person or it's because of this can also be sorted in the background. All the other members need to just see if this person came back. Do you
okay,
understand?
all right.
Because
I
we've
think,
had times when we brought in issues, the thing will linger for long, they will drag, this one will say that if you guys agree with me, do you understand what I'm saying? If
you
you
see,
contact a
okay,
particular person and
okay,
this person is saying it's because of this person that I exited and this person needs to apologize to this person, you contact the let's do this thing in the background. I don't know if you guys agree. So it will not come and start causing unnecessary friction and the rest of them. Because I've had enough
okay,
of all
okay,
And
okay,
I
okay.
agree. I agree, Mother. Okay, I think if Henry and Claudine are
those
taking
things.
this, they will, because I agree, because Henry and Claudine were some sort of a neutral people who
Yeah,
so
they know nothing.
at the time they were. Henry wasn't communicating much on the forum and Claudine wasn't even
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
it gives them a better place to know
Fair,
exactly.
neutral
So
and fair play.
yeah, so when you go to somebody, you are not asking because you don't know the problem. Just ask, why have you exited
Exactly.
why are you not in the forum? And if they have an issue, they will tell you, they will speak to you, and then I believe that you and Claudine can try, and there's no need putting it on the forum. You can speak to people in
Exactly.
the background, please.
Okay, okay, Kalisi, what I
No,
react to that
it's
is that,
needless.
yeah, what I would say, I think Oge will give him the list of those runaway members or those inactive members, and I will
No,
list,
run exited members, so not inactive. Let's leave inactive members. Let them be in their lane. Exited
Those
members.
who exited the
okay,
group.
all right, yes, you give the list of those
Wait.
exited
Yes,
members, I will liaise with Claudine, both of us will try and contact these members and just try to
yes.
find out from a neutral perspective what their reasons for leaving the
Yeah.
group
Or leaving
and
in.
find out ways to bring them back on board as much as possible. And
Yes.
then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let them know that you are a delegate being sent by us. If
Yes,
we need to apologize, we apologize and we move on. This is
yes. I
new
was
year.
saying we are
This is
coming,
new
I'm
era.
coming, yes,
Yes,
I'm
I
coming
don't
on
dwell
behalf,
in the past.
yes, I'll be approaching them on behalf of the group and trying to get them
Exactly.
back on.
You are not doing this on your own personal grounds. So
Yes,
they know how serious it is.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
Okay.
So the
Please,
next
there's something I want to say.
okay, Bessie, you have the floor.
Mhm. Yeah. For those who are inactive in the group, let's just forget about them because whatever is written in the group, they read it. You see people online and they read and they don't react.
Yes.
Maybe they only wait for an opportunity when somebody dies before they come on board and they start typing RIP. There are so many of such in this group. So let's just forget about those people and concentrate on those who exited the group. Because from what I hear is that the diaspora, I mean, are the Americans, Canadians, they have a group that they form their branch group. I'm sure that most of them, there are those who have exited the group, but some of them are still in. The Kemaka, Nicolene, and the rest, they're still in,
Mm,
but they have their diaspora group. So many of them, like Belinda, Miriam, and the rest, they have their diaspora, whatever.
yeah.
So they are the people who exited the group and went and formed theirs, Canada, America.
Okay. Have you finished, Messi? Messi, thank you. Thank you for that point. And maybe just 1 second. I'll be very 30 seconds, please. Yeah, I want to just point this out. We are not against people forming groups anywhere, maybe in Douala, in Bamenda. You all know that there's already a meeting, a branch meeting in Bamenda, and they're functioning, and those in Bamenda are still in this forum. You all know that here in Europe, myself, Henry, Lawrence. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm getting
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you know that even in Europe, some of us in Europe, about 6 or 7, I think we've got a WhatsApp group which me, Bruce, Lawrence, Henry, Yvonne, and Neka Florence, I think, and we were trying to bring on board Namundo on board as well. We've got that group, but we are still in the main forum. What we're saying is that you can have whatever, if they want to form American branch, or they want to form Canada branch, Bamenda branch, Douala branch, or Yaoundé branch, whatever, but they should still be in the main forum. We are not discouraging anybody from forming any other group out of this group, but we're just saying that this forum serves as some sort of like a modern house to all of us, you know. And it would have been a pleasure if in a meeting like this, we were to have reports from Canada, America, Bamenda, and
Europe.
So it would have been really nice, or from Nigeria as well. But unfortunately, that's not been the case. And hopefully, we will, when Henry and Claudine speaks to them, we'll be able to get them back on board, hopefully. But as I said earlier, we will not force anybody to belong when they don't want to belong.
Okay. Okay, then I totally agree with you. Then maybe we can also include in the minutes that each branch, after any occasion or after any come together they can report to the mother platform. Even with pictures. They were doing before. They have been doing it with pictures. The pictures speak louder than the words, you know.
Yeah.
So we have to encourage that, okay, whatever they do back home or in the US, let them report to the mother platform. And if they don't do it, they will know that area, like those in the US, if they don't do it, then it will, by implication, it means that, okay, they have really cut the umbilical cord. You understand? So we can add in the minutes that, okay, as a new resolution, it's good that any branch give an update of whatever occasion they held, or whether it was a meeting or in Dangi or whatever, with pictures. It keeps the platform alive.
Exactly.
Okay, like Douala is having a meeting on the 27th.
The platform is actually going too quiet.
Okay, like Douala is having a meeting on the 27th.
Yes,
so we'll update for example. We'll give updates.
Yes, the report to the mother
on the 27th.
Yeah.
That idea to have water.
Is somebody say, Bobby James, you want to say something?
Yeah, we should not today.
The network is not clear. Your network is not good. I don't know what happened. Before it was 9.
Wow.
James, can you hear us?
Bobby.
Yeah.
Please, I haven't heard Harry say something.
Chindo.
Larry,
Chindo, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Mercy, I've been talking now. I'm just digesting the points you guys are giving, because I've been the one moderating. So I talked before, so I'm just listening.
But Larry too has not spoken.
I don't have any dispute. I
what we are
concur
saying,
with the fact
from
that
what we are saying,
Nota
imagine the
should.
meaning.
With the fact that
You write somebody's name on the you put some to see his name or her name on the
Hello,
agenda.
Mother Oge.
She is supposed to.
Mercy, what do you want me to say?
She don't even know anything. I personally told Bruce and Larry that we should stop writing to people privately. Each time I try to write to people privately, they always turn me down. When you see on the forum, say something like the background to write. I will make an announcement on the forum. So come to the back and start writing to me, ask me that. Say, before you know it, they'll forward your chat, someone else. Problem, all signs. So I stopped writing to people. I don't want anybody. I told them nobody should be asking me privately. If I make an announcement on the forum, just go under the message, say whatever you have to say. Don't come to the back and be writing to me. Tomorrow they will screenshot, forward your message and be causing problems for you here and there. Because nobody is actually saying what I'm doing, but I'm just doing a lot of love.
Okay, all right. But okay, we have really brainstorm on this particular issue. I think we can move to the next point.
Thank you.
The next point is feedback. The efforts from our last meeting, the presentation I did about career development, and I limited myself in the education sector, and I don't know whether some people try to extract something from their various careers, extract to fit in their various to realize something in their various careers. I know Nanji was not there, so it was difficult for Nanji to understand what it was about. But Mercy was not there.
yeah, I was on a journey.
Yeah, I wasn't there as well.
Yeah, so
Nanja wasn't there.
So I think we'll move to the next point. Martha,
No, I have something to say.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I try to work on something from that presentation, like, because sometimes I work like an agent.
Yes.
Some schools in Europe. So
yes,
it was a very good initiative. I really work. I try to get conferences, and I'm talking the one at Norway, the island, surfboard. Yeah. So I'm still waiting feedback. I just want to appreciate their effort because I really learn a lot. And I'm expecting to get some students, but I'm still studying the environment because it might be easy since it is attached to Norway. That's why I was asking the students, because they have promised me that they will give them admission. So I want to know if they are going to travel visa-free, is what I'm working now on.
Yeah.
Or if they're supposed to go to the Norwegian embassy for visa.
All right. Okay, concerning this issue, for those who are not there, Mercy, Nanji, Callistos, I underscored the point that there are certain countries which Cameroonians can visit without a visa, the visa-free countries. And these are things that people don't know, especially as our families are back home and we are at war. So, for example, the island of Barbados is visa-free. There's an island that belongs to Norway. They call it Svalbard. It's visa-free. Singapore is visa-free. There are about 6 to 8 countries that with better standards compared to Cameroon that are visa free. So it is something to think about if you are worried about the war back home, about your families. I think just establishing the traveling document, that is a passport, Cameroon passport for them to go. Because if I have to do it, I have so many family members back home, but I'm thinking about Barbados because it's English speaking and it's closer to the US. It is, I believe it is much better than Cameroon, you know. So just think about it because that was one of the highlights of that presentation.
Yes, but it was difficult to get a conference or seminar because that one might be very easy. I got some, but it's like a bit complicated. That's why I was trying to find out. You should really enlighten.
Wait. For which country? Were you looking at me?
No, for the island in Norway, South Vietnam.
Yes, but look, that island is ice. They don't have summer there.
Yes.
It is in the North Pole. You remember I said in that presentation that it is. I don't think that is something good that's good for Africa. And even if you send somebody there with a Cameroon visa, that person, I don't know whether that person can get into Norway, though it is a territory under Norway. But Cameroon has no visa free for with the Norwegian authority, but they have visa free with that island. So I don't think that sending somebody there with the hope that that person will get into Norway is going to be an easy task.
No, why there? It might be possible because it's like a province within Norway. So maybe because at least when you go there, you get a personal number, and if you have a personal number, it means you can easily travel. That's my point of view. But we just give it a try and see what happens.
Okay. So what was it again? Concerning I also sent a link about international seminars, but this as my focus was for the teachers, where I recommended was it Swaziland or Lesotho? It's also visa free in South Africa.
Yeah.
So
Barbados.
Yeah.
But with the COVID-19 pandemic, I wouldn't like to go to Lesotho.
Yeah, but
the pandemic.
With the pandemic, it is generally not advisable to travel, but it's just information to spare to keep in your mind and start working. That when things get better, you just. All right, let's move to matters arising. Is there any trouble anywhere? I think
the other matter arising, I say, when I don't forget about so.
Tell Jenny jump with cameraman see. I think this.
James is sleep now. James is sleep.
He is sleep now. Now 4 p.m. on that side.
You know that name Chindon come. Take me aback, eh? Why did you make life easy? You put James in the one. If you put James one time, I will understand. They go put some name with the way.
No, look. Now one of the guys is that for you understand?
Yeah.
Now, a title is just like called Dr. Yvonne or Dr. Doris.
Okay.
So you get to call James Chindo James.
Oh, okay, okay. Now,
Okay.
Yeah.
That Chindum na come name on a Chinese.
Not title, come title.
Na come title. Okay.
Now come
I don't see some.
I said, they like say, all man for come again na
Chunghong.
church no.
But this Chung Yom na how? It no be look like Chinese. Na Chinese they better.
Oh boy, say, what I want blame me? She don't come to you. Now you Chinese in the VA massa. Come on, now be the place.
Okay.
matters arising, no. Any matter arising, no.
So far, no matters arising. Question and answer.
I will think that
Massa, James, put with me now. You put James, make my life easy, massa.
I say matters arising.
I was
No,
surprised to hear I've never met you.
Yes.
Let me just put Chuyong James. Let me just put Chuyong James.
There's no matters arising. Let's move on. No.
Yes, matters arising.
Let's move on.
Questions and answers. And
Which things man people come?
Massa, beg apologies. I guess on call. I get to leave now.
Okay, guy. It was nice having you, boy.
Henry made a call with.
No, that's I guess other appointment now for 8:30.
See you, Henry, after a long while.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
It was a pleasure having you guys.
Yeah. Even if the only we can't see faces, it be enough.
When you go
In
to
30 minutes. At least today be more successful and more
I said,
encouraging.
but Bruce, I told me so.
No, I'll show you how. No,
Nice meeting
the meeting for platform now.
Bruce,
yeah.
Ich möchte dich später, okay?
Okay. Ich warte auf deine Rückmeldung.
Ja.
Okay.
Not along the Bundes.
I said, not a commode yet. Not a kind of Germany.
Okay.
I say, Bruce.
Yes.
Bruce. Yes. Why me say my own stay for that place being a useless, no? even good morning, I don't know.
No, but within Holland.
But Holland are the same, similar, no? Not they tongue.
No, Bruce. I stay Frankfurt now.
Yeah,
I leave Cameroon to Frankfurt first. Anyway,
German language or all language in Europe, they're different. They tongue, let's say, fight.
I swear to God, my brother. I said,
yeah.
We don't round up now.
Yeah,
we don't.
Matters arising, but okay.
No, matter arising, we don't close on.
No matter arising. Let's move to the
next. Other matters.
What's the next agenda?
Yes, bro.
You get matters.
Matters arising and say we for pay we get make some for Koro.
Okay. No, good idea.
Yes, and I don't we get medication for corona. Medication for corona. Even like me, I don't buy a lot of that medication sent for people there and they survive. Yes.
Now Archbishop medication.
Archbishop too. You know, say Archbishop you own before they be the for free, but now you pay 20,000. So for the one of the pack. No, because you know, Archbishop you think say maybe say government will put hand. Yeah. But you know, if they work with plenty people there, any those material then for buy bottles, for buy straws, you know, for packaging and so on. So government not put hand. So now people that want to take now, you must pay money. If you want to take 2 packs, you pay 40,000. So you don't take now. Since about how many months ago? It work, Sha. It work. But modern medicine still they do that one to the work.
Okay. DJ. if you put some small mutumbu.
Okay, have you put on bed? We'll get time, so we'll check. Okay, I'll see it today. I'll put small dinner bear.
Put some words in
I've had a long day today.
I beg, I'll be sorry, sir. I go exit as well. I beg, excuse me.
Oh, the close.
Might take small
By the
break.
way, what is left on the agenda? Let's round up and close.
Okay. Come, just wait. Let's round up and close.
What's the next on the agenda?
The review of the meeting.
7 countries.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
What's next on the agenda? I didn't hear you.
I just
review.
Well, what will one review again? No, don't talk fine now. I'll follow up on the Henry and Claudine. Okay. Do I need to send to them personally, or I should send it on the forum?
No, send it to them personally.
Send to them.
I'll try and see if I can remember the names. I'll follow up on Henry and Claudine. That point is very important.
Okay. Then mother, give us the closing prayer.
Okay, agenda don't finish.
Yes.
Oh, really fantastic. Because I'm really feeling tired. Yeah. It's been a long day for me. Thank God we've come to the end of this meeting.
And meeting take a long time.
Yeah, plus network. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord.
Yes,
thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our
Amen.
Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, thy kingdom come. That we don't earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And
lead us not into temptation.
Deliver us from evil.
And Mary is full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary,
Mother of God, pray for us
now
and at the hour of our death.
Glory be to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
as it was in the
As it
beginning,
was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, without end. Amen.
In Jesus' name, God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for a day like this. Thank you for having made it possible for us to come to the end of this meeting. Father, we are grateful. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for health. Thank you for the gift of one another. Father, as we are going back to our various homes, Father, continue to guide us, continue to protect us, continue to be with us. Even those of us that were willing to join that could not join because of network or one issue or the other. Father, abide each and every one of us in your love. Father, all what that has been said, all what we've celebrated today, Father, even those that we are yet to execute, Father, let's do it to your glory, and at the end, your name alone will be highly exalted. Father, let your love, your peace, oneness be amongst us. May your love and peace never depart from us in the mighty name of Jesus. All the above, that's your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. The grace of our
Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit abide with us now and forever.
Please be with us all now and forevermore. Love you guys. Thanks for your time.
Love you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Good to see you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Give us music.
Mia.
Larry, give us music.
Mia.
DJ.
Mia. Mama play flavor.
Ayongne.
Play
flavor.
You want a flavor, eh?
I want me to flavor, am I right or die?
Come on.
I want some Kulago.
Kulago.
Cameroon get 37 countries.
I say, Bruce,
Yeah.
3 minutes for this meeting. If I compile, I go send am for forum or my job keep am.
Send am forum.
Okay, if I don't do it, I'll send am for forum now.
Yes.
Yeah, set up a forum.
Okay, I'll do that.
Forum.
Well, now thanks for na plenty.
Thanks so
Bruce,
much.
thanks for always being there. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your time. You are the best. Larry, same to you. Thanks for always being there. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your support. James, you are the best. Thanks for being up till this time. My regards to your family.
Kobe James.
Well, Mercy, what can I even say to you? Thank you so much for your time. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Only one person can't do it now. We all have to come together for us to be able to do it. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Okay, guys. Okay, Modogi.
Yes, sir.
Chindogo.
Thank you.
Ayongne.
Adola, Abon. After the music, then no, Larry, I phone you.
Okay.
Larry, where they now?
Larry.
Yes.
That music.
When I hear
Larry,
music.
Okay, then make a shut down now.
Okay, wait. My share.
No share.
They say now only you get for this thing because now you the host.
Masa, more shut that thing. Send them for general meeting. Send them for general meeting. We'll shut them down.
Okay.
Guys, all.
Okay, you don't get that.
At the end meeting.
Yeah, we'll go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ma dance more. You say okay, okay. But okay, what's that you for dance?
I want to get money. I get my plenty.
We're not even told safe. With the Bruce, I see my.
She come the jump. Waka baby.
Baby. I go tell her, say, Waka baby, chuku baby. Sawa. Ashawu.
Someone, I show. Time to go.
Wow.